so excited. I actually saw pictures of people hanging out yesterday, getting the party started like an official 24 hours in advance. I like the way y'all roll. I am so happy to be here. Thank you guys for being here. You guys, I mean, thank you. This is a true honor to be here. I'm actually just so blown away that you're here joining us for Restart. I want to take a moment to welcome those of y'all who are online watching us. If this is your first Creative Live, I heavily encourage you to join the chat room, participate via Twitter. Kenna just talked about the hashtag, so Restart Live. And y'all in the audience are totally eligible for the prizes we will be giving away. So feel free to tweet pictures, but don't tweet those ugly behind the scenes where everyone's like, okay, like we will definitely unfriend you and unfollow you after that. To those, I'd love if you guys were already, I know a lot of y'all are already connecting on Facebook. That's amazing. You guys are you guys are involved. And a special thing about that Facebook group, it is like salt of the earth people. People are in there giving great feedback, positive criticism, tips and tricks. What camera should I use? How do I deal with a difficult client? That is where the industry is going. I absolutely love, there's like almost 2,500 of y'all in there, and that just makes me feel so good because you guys are caring more about each other than you are just your business as itself. And to the studio audience, thank you. I know that there was some fashion questions in that group. What should I wear? Y'all look good today, okay? I approve of these outfits. You guys look phenomenal. I am very honored and thankful for you guys to be joining us here personally and sharing this experience. Lastly, I am lucky to be surrounded by some of the most talented and hardworking people who desire to make online education a reality. To Creative Live, thank you. Thank you for giving us this platform. Thank you for bringing us together, and thank you for the opportunity for us to grow. I'm so excited to be in Seattle, and I am so excited for what's in store. More than anything, I'm excited because Restart is about change. Lots and lots of change. Now, I think I'm going to go out on a ledge here and say that most of us want results, but we might be resistant to the amount of change that we need to bring about those results. And change, well, change is the grit that makes results manifest themselves. The bigger the change, the bigger the result. Here at Restart, we are going to deconstruct components of your business, and then we are going to reconstruct and rebuild those components throughout the makeover process. You will have an intention. You will know why you're doing what you are doing. But before I get there, I want to bring everybody up to speed with my participation with Creative Live in the past. During my first Creative Live, I had the distinct honor of shooting a live wedding. Yes, this is with a real bride, a real groom, and 150 of their real guests. I want to give a special shout out and welcome and thank you to Laura Marchbank Spocock. She was our bride. We can clap for this girl. I mean, I love you. Laura, I can't believe that Laura is here because I think that her being here, being first a bride on Creative Live, she also has a photography business here in Seattle, but I think that she firmly believes and is an ardent supporter of what Creative Live is doing for the community and for the democratization of education. I'm so nervous and I got democratization out in one try. Woo! Okay, thank you for being here. It really does mean a lot. Thank you. It was the first Creative Live that was produced. It was like an event of that magnitude. It was the first time that we had done it. And it was wild, and it was unpredictable, and it was filled with some of my favorite moments. For 5 days, we went through the minutia of how to shoot a wedding in a step-by-step format. The wedding was broadcasted live, and the internet watched as I shot and taught in real time. In spite of the craziness that ensued, and there was a lot of craziness, let me tell y'all. Billy and Laura were married. They had a blast, and the wedding was featured and published in Seattle Met Bride and Groom magazine. During my second Creative Live course, we tackled how to build a photography business with very little money and without formal training. It broke down the ins and outs of how to get started and how to build a business from the ground up. We focused on how to create a customer evangelist and how to use organic marketing to promote our services. Lastly, we focused on building a unique web presence that doesn't just reflect us as who we are as photographers, but reflects who we are as people. During my third Creative Live, I discussed how to photograph a wedding editorially, how to submit photos for publication, how to attract a high-end bride, and effective marketing techniques to attract the type of client that we desire to shoot. We created a styled shoot from start to finish, and we formulated an action plan for photographers to go home and recreate a shoot on their own so they can have a perspective feature of their own. Editors joined the conversation and they instructed photographers how they prefer to see our work submitted and featured, and they challenged us to create wedding trends instead of merely reproducing what's already been done. Those were all wonderful experiences, and for those of you who have been on those wild and crazy rides, thank you. But Restart has little to do with me and has everything to do with you, your dreams, your desires, and what we can do to bring them to life. You will analyze your approach and you will address your weaknesses. And on that note, let's talk about weaknesses. How many of us have handed over our business card with trembling fingers because we're like, in our minds, dang, this is not how I want to present my business? Or worse, when somebody asks you for your website, you immediately think, or even say, it's a work in progress. Okay, we've all been there. I mean, if you haven't, God bless you, you probably won't learn so much from Restart. But I've been there with the business cards and I've been there with the website. Or have you ever experienced what I refer to as the sliding scale of pricing? So what did you say your budget was? Funny, that's what I charge. We've all been at low points in our businesses, places we don't want to publicly admit of being for fear of exposing the underbelly of our inadequacies. During my 3rd year of business, I realized if I was going to survive, I needed to make big changes to my business, and I needed to make a business plan, which is to say, actually make a business plan, because I never had one. For a long time, I worried in solitude, and I thought that I was the only person struggling, but I've slowly realized that I am not alone.
I have no idea how much money I made last year, mostly because everything that I make goes back into my business.
I want someone just to show me where my weaknesses are and where my strengths are.
We just need a direction.
I'm struggling for that transformation, just that branding.
I hate the business side.
Felt like I just didn't know where to go or how to begin, how to restart basically.
And I literally cringe when people tell us that they found us on our website.
And my biggest weakness right now is getting them to refer me to new clients.
And I know that I have so much to offer.
But I feel like I'm failing miserably.
The only problem, my business is running me, not the other way around.
I just really need to know, what can I do to take my business to the next level?
I'm planning on moving. One of the problems with doing that is I won't have very many contacts.
I'm more passionate about this than anything I've ever been in my entire life, but something's not working. I'm working my butt off. I'm working all day, every day, and somehow it's not happening.
And if you've ever been in either of those situations, you're not alone either. Because what I see are businesses starting because people are passionate about photography. We do everything we need to get our business going, but soon enough, the weak links reveal themselves. And these weak links prevent us from growing. The minute you decide to build your business, you might hastily get a nice camera and quickly get business cards, and then you'll throw together a website. And these things allow you to book, they allow you to get clients, they allow you to get busy. And that's great, because what we all want is to get busy. Get busy, y'all. but there can come a lull. And then you realize that something is wrong. Now, it looks different for everyone, but I have seen portrait photographers shoot a ton of free sessions. And all of a sudden, when they decide to charge $100 or $150, all of the inquiries just stop. Now, on the other hand, I've seen photographers jump out of the gate, book a lot of weddings their 1st and 2nd year, and they're feeling great. And all of a sudden, when something slows down, they have time to look back and reflect that they have been booking the wrong type of client for the business that they want. Or perhaps you booked 4 weddings last year, and you think the referrals should be coming in. You think the word of mouth should be growing, and yet you have 1 wedding booked for the beginning of this year. Sometimes we can get to a point in our business and we realize that something needs to change. This brings us to where we are today. The purpose of Restart is to use the upcoming 3 months. Okay, I'm gonna take a time out real quick. What I see is a little bit of, so are we in agreement, or are we just like, I have no idea what this girl's talking about, I have it together? Okay, good, because I want you guys to know that this is not a lecture. Like, I brought you guys in to bring a creative force of energy, because I think that we're gonna grow faster together the more that we push each other. So instead of being like askance glances, like, You guys can work with me. You guys can say amen. You can say I agree. My daddy was a pastor, so if I like something, that's right. That's right. Okay, I'm gonna get back on track because I want you guys to talk back to me because I am more nervous standing up here than I have ever been. I walked out, I told one of the producers, I was like, I am more nervous now than I was on my wedding day. Okay, so I'm just gonna be real with y'all. Okay, I know. JD, I love you. Okay, so here we go. The purpose of Restart is to use the upcoming 3 months to rebuild your business and address the parts that are keeping you from not growing. But the thing to keep in mind is that the process is made easier and it is done more successfully when we connect with others in the process. Statistics show that when we write something down and we find somebody to keep us accountable, we have an 80% higher success rate of achieving them. In light of this fact, I want to remind you that Restart is not about one person. It is about a group of people dedicated to making a change. If you would like to connect with other like-minded people, feel free to join the Restart Facebook group. It was started by none other than Restart's own photographers, Nikki, Ryan, and Melissa. But now I'm jumping ahead of myself. I will formally introduce them in a minute, but I would love for y'all to introduce yourselves via Twitter, #RestartLive, or on the Facebook group. I'm going to be checking in on a weekly, bi-weekly, as much as I can basis because I want to see where you are in the makeover process. I'm going to keep you accountable. But furthermore, I hope that you find somebody to keep you accountable on a much more frequent basis, daily if y'all are okay with it. And I think that Facebook is a great way to get connected, but I think it's a better way to stay connected. Because Twitter and the chat rooms are awesome for right now, but this isn't a 3-day course, this is a 3-month course. This is not about getting excited about, I'm gonna make changes to my business, and then a week later, like, oh, I forgot everything. So you can't. There's no excuses for you today. This is where, I'll be personally checking up on you guys and seeing the progress of your makeovers. But enough of me talking, because I am just like, I don't talk slow. I don't talk, dang it, I missed it. I missed it! I don't talk fast, you listen slow. What I want to do is introduce our lovely photographers. Today we will be using their businesses as we navigate the process of restarting yours. I'd love for you to personally reach out to them if you like. They're super accessible, very nice. But I'm very honored to introduce our first photographer, Nikki Klosser.
My name is Nikki Klosser and I'm from Seattle, Washington. I've been shooting for about a year and I shoot weddings and portraits. I've been in love with photography for a long time because I did quite a bit of traveling, so I would take tons of photographs during my trips. Once I started shooting with my husband's DSLR, that's when I knew I needed to make it my career. Right now I have a part-time job as a school social worker. I went from full-time to part-time this school year. Having a balance between home life, school life, and work life, it can be tough. I love photography so much that often my downtime is including photography. If I didn't have the school part, then I would be able to really balance the home life and photography life. I've been a social worker for 11 years and I've been taking care of other people my whole life, and this is something that I want and need because it makes me happy. I have to make this happen by June in order to be able to quit my job and to be a full-time photographer. So far for 2013, I just booked a wedding on Friday, so that brings my total to 5. I did have 4. So basically I need 20 more weddings at a pretty good package price in order for me to survive financially this year.
We can give Nikki an applause. I'm really excited to have Nikki here. Nikki is from Seattle, so she's very familiar with the area. And I think it's an honor that she put herself out. I think it's an honor that, one thing I want to take a quick second to say, that some of you sitting in the studio audience actually submitted videos to be a part of the Restart process, to be a Restart photographer, and I want to personally say thank you. That process of choosing photographers was the most grueling thing. I hope I never have to do it again. It was so difficult. But I will say that it takes a lot to put your business out on the line, so I want to thank those photographers, and we'll get into that more in a minute. But I just want to start off by asking, are you nervous? Like, how is this process? Like, what are you kind of anticipating?
Yeah, of course I'm nervous. I mean, okay. I know I'm anticipating you're going to kind of dissect our business and, look at the things that we're maybe not doing so well so that others can learn from that. Mm-hmm. So that's a little nerve-wracking, a little scary. I know there's a lot of people out there watching, but it's okay. I feel really grateful to be sitting here right now and I'm sure we're going to learn so much about how to make the business and not be so daunting and so scary, and just to be more comfortable and confident is what I'm hoping.
Yeah, no pressure. Okay. If I wasn't nervous before, I'm totally nervous now. Okay. Before we bring out the next photographer, I want to bring everybody up to speed on what's on the line for you. Like why is this important for you to make this happen in a designated time frame?
You know, there's a lot on the line because I've had a pretty solid career as a social worker for over 11 years. And I have this sort of, I guess you could say, catalog of memories of like little faces and families that I've worked with and helped over the years. And that's a really great feeling. And it's a great feeling to have full-time health care and a reliable salary and a great staff and retirement fund. You know, that's all on the line. And I was happy doing that for a long time, but when I was consistently feeling unhappy, I knew I had to make a change. You know, no one's gonna make that change for me. I need to make that change. And so, sure, there's a lot on the line, but I have so much to gain, and that's what I'm focusing on, is what I'm gonna gain, not what I'm gonna lose.
Good.
Does that make sense?
I love that perspective. And I think it's a perspective we should all kind of keep in the forefront of our mind, because we can always look at what we, look at the glass half empty. Thank you. I forgot that word. I'm not a proponent of looking at the glass half empty or half full. I simply look at the glass as halfway filled. So what are we going to do with what we're given? Where is Nikki currently right now? Where is Melissa and where is Ryan? And where are you? Stop looking at the things that you don't have or the things that you want, and simply work with what you have to change your business from the inside out. And on that note, we are going to bring out our next lovely photographer, Ryan Greenleaf.
My name is Ryan Greenleaf, and I'm from Sacramento, California. I started Ryan Greenleaf Photography in 2011, and I mostly shoot weddings, portraits, and events. I have 2 part-time jobs. Photography is more full-time. I also work at a restaurant part-time. I have a hard time balancing my part-time job with my photography schedule. What needs to happen for photography to be my full-time job? I have to take a really big step and quit the restaurant. I think I struggle most in turnaround times. I think I struggle most in finding what my target client wants. I don't want to wait tables for the rest of my life, so I need to jump 2 feet first and don't look back.
Okay, y'all have to help me out. Because I feel like I'm on that after-school special. So when you guys are prepped now, so when Melissa comes out, you all know what to do. Okay, thank you, Ryan. Ryan is from Sacramento, California. Like he had seen in the video, I was just kind of struck with the fact that he is right now hustling. You got to do what you got to do. He's passionate about photography, but he's also passionate about paying his bills, right? So he is working at a restaurant. And I'm going to ask you the same questions I asked Nikki. Are you nervous, or is there anything that makes you trepidatious as you begin this process, especially publicly?
Just being, I don't know, just putting myself out there. Of course I'm nervous. Being vulnerable, I'm stuttering, I'm nervous, obviously.
Welcome to the club. Okay.
But yeah, just putting myself out there and just making big changes is kind of nerve-wracking.
Of course, but I'm happy that you're here.
I'm happy to be here.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Now, how do you think that other photographers who are watching, how can they relate to you?
Well, I mean, like Nikki, she has a part-time job. I have a part-time job. I mean, it's nice that I work at a restaurant where anytime I can go pick up a shift, make some extra cash if like photo business is slow.
Right.
So, but I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. So that's kind of on the line. Like uncertainty is a big thing.
Well, good. I'm happy you're here.
I'm happy to be here.
I'm really happy you're here.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you. On that note, we are going to bring out Melissa Kilner. Melissa Kilner is a lovely photographer from Gig Harbor, Washington.
My name is Melissa Kilner, and I'm from Gig Harbor, Washington. I've been shooting for about 3 years. I've been running my business for about 1.5 years. I've been shooting pretty much everything, but I want to shoot weddings and couples. I got into photography because I've been obsessed from the beginning. I've always loved photography, and then when I got married, that was like the best Like, that was the most important thing to me. I just wanted an amazing photographer. Like, my favorite thing to do with my husband, like, we're really boring people. We watch Seahawks games a lot, which is really fun. We like to read books and we like to play, and my kids love music, so they're constantly dancing and twirling, and we go to soccer practice, to dance class, to all the things that, you know, families do. I have no balance between my home life and my work life. It is like non-existent. I'm definitely one of those people that, like, when I want something, I'm super driven. Like, I would literally get up and sit down on my computer at 6 a.m. and like work through the whole day. For 2013, I only have one wedding booked. So by the end of the year, I would like to be booking 15 to 17 more weddings. You guys are such jerks.
Okay, you can't cry, because I will start crying. I just cry when I see people cry.
Okay,
Woo!
cool.
I know.
Big deal.
Here's the thing I want to point out. I think that we become very emotionally attached to what we do because it's not a job for us, and it's not a career. It's a division of our soul. So what I think happens is when Melissa sees her children and the balance that she has to strike as a mother and as an entrepreneur, it's a fine line that she has to walk. And that was one of the things that I found very appealing about Melissa. I specifically asked Melissa to join us because I believe that Melissa represents a lot of the photographers in the world. They want to be with their children, they want to create a balance with having a home life, and sometimes we struggle with that. So Restart for Melissa will be on a business aspect, but will also be on a personal front as well. So, Melissa, are you nervous about starting Restart?
I mean, yes, like I don't want to say anything stupid, so I mean, I'm nervous about that. Like, I'm really excited and I have a lot of hopes. There's not like a lot of fear there. I just, I'm more like, the only fear is like, don't be mean to me, internet. Like, I'll be real, just don't be mean to me.
Okay, good. That's right, I like it, KAR, keep it real.
Yeah.
So Melissa will be real and we'll all be real with each other. And on that note, Melissa did say she doesn't want the internet to be mean to her. Now, you know, it's something that I kind of worried about, bringing on young photographers to be openly exposed. We're going to be showing a lot of their business. We're going to be turning their businesses inside out. So what I wanted to initially do is to fall on top of them and, you know, wrap my arms around them and be like, it's okay, don't worry about the mean stuff. But this is the process. It is the real world. When you get a job, it is not on the resume for people to always be nice to you. Some people will like what you do and other people won't. And some people might be vocal about it and other people won't. It's fine. I think at the end of the day, if you put your head down and you work towards your goal, people will find you, people will appreciate your work, and that's the most gratifying thing that we can have as photographers. It shouldn't matter if other photographers like your work. Guess what? They're not gonna hire you to shoot their wedding. That's fine. Right? We want brides. And I think if we transition our focus onto that. So I want to start by saying I'm going to push you three. And I'm going to push the studio audience. And I'm going to push those people online. Now, I specifically chose the three of you because I believe in your ability to succeed. And I said this to you in private, but I want to say it to you publicly so people can keep me accountable to it. I think it's going to get uncomfortable showing personal aspects, showing business aspects of your life. Everything that I say, even when it's tough, is going to be said in love, because I really want your businesses to change from where they are. If you want to leave social work, if you want to leave waiting tables, and if you want to grow as an entrepreneur and a mother, you're gonna have to make big changes in your life right now.